Good afternoon. This is the Board of Adjustment meeting, Oklahoma County Board of Adjustment meeting for August 29th, 2017. Members of the board are Mr. Bill Hogue, Mr. Jack Query, Ms. Charlie Phillips. We have a quorum.
Has been given by, required as by statute. So the Oklahoma County Board of Adjustment is in session. The first item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes of the last meeting, which occurred on June 29th, 2017. Has everybody received a copy of the minutes? Are there any corrections or to be made to the minutes as submitted?
I received the minutes, see no corrections or additions. Make a motion to approve the minutes of June the 29th, 2017.
Okay, Mr. Hogue moved that the minutes of June 29th be approved, seconded by Ms. Phillips. Mr. Cameron, will you call the roll, please?
Mr. Hogue?
Yes.
Mr. Query?
Yes.
Ms. Phillips?
Okay, the minutes of June 29th stand approved as submitted. The next item on the agenda is the discussion and possible action for approval or denial of variance VA-2017-08 to the Oklahoma County zoning regulations, the application of Tina White. Is someone present that would like to speak on behalf of that application? Would you come forward, please, and identify yourself for the record and tell the board about your application, please?
My name is Tina White, and I had an older mobile home there, 70s model, beat to heck by hailstorms, and it flooded, and the floors were starting to fall in, so moved it out, moved a new one in. The old one sat approximately 6 to 7 feet. You could do 2 swipes with a rider between the fence and the old one. When we put the new one in, we put it, as we measured, 17 feet, 4 inches from the boundary, not knowing there was a 25-foot easement there. And whenever I filed to get the inspection and all that done, they informed me then it was supposed to be 25 feet, and to my beknownst. Also, the property is extremely narrow. I have a driveway that runs next to it. There's a utility pole. I have pictures here for you to look at if that would help you get a better visual.
I have this.
I have actual photographs that I've taken that you can look and see what the...
Look at them?
Yes. My septic is directly in front of that, and there's lots of trees. As you can see in the picture, it's very wooded. The driveway makes it more narrow, so there's really, aside from where the other one was sitting, there's really not a good position to put it, and there's a utility pole that we actually had them move it a couple of feet over before the new home was ever moved in, and they said that's as far as we can move it, because we were actually wanting to move it over more just because of preference. And they moved as much as they could, and they said, we got you a couple more feet, but that's all we can do. So it's kind of centered between a utility pole and my fence.
So they said that is best they could as far as
yes,
centering the property?
Yes.
Were they aware of the zoning regulations? Do you know?
Well, that was the utility company.
Oh, that was the utility company.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you tell the board what is your surrounding neighbors? What can you describe the area?
Oh, it's, as you can see, it's wooded, and all of my neighbors, I grew up out there just across the street. My dad owns the property across the street. Terry and Linda live on the east side of me. They have, I'm not sure how many acres, it looks like quite a bit there, maybe 10 acres or so. very nice couple. I've got signatures of my neighbors saying they don't mind where it's at, they don't care.
Okay, that was one of my questions, is whether you had talked with your
Oh,
neighbors.
absolutely. I talked to the ones behind me, beside me, across from me, down the road from me, and I've got 8 signatures. I didn't have a list of everybody, but everyone within distance, I got all their signatures, and they said they didn't mind one bit.
That was one of our questions, is whether you had talked to your neighbors about it.
Yeah, absolutely did, and
These 2 pictures, is that your old mobile home?
that was the old one where it's at. And you can see with the drive, and then you can see where the new one is. We actually had to bring in, I think, 8 semi-loads to build up the end where it washed out, so that way they could level it.
Mr. Gavin, has any inquiries or protests been received? None, no inquiries or...
Honestly, most of the neighbors are just like, why does it matter? It's your land,
Yeah.
and I understand you guys have regulations and reasons for them, but it's like, we don't care. We honestly don't care, so.
Actually, this photograph, it looks like there's some that are not in compliance, that are already there. Is that correct?
All of these homes, like I said, my neighbors and I, we've all been out there, well, my family since 78 on the other side of the street, and all the rest, they've all been out there as long as I've been out there.
That's a very narrow piece of property,
It
isn't it?
sure is 132 feet across. And then you add a 60-foot home, and it makes it even that much more narrow, and then you add a driveway and a barn and lots of trees. It doesn't leave much room.
I'm not even sure if you turned it around, what, north
Then there
and
wouldn't be
south?
any room to put a septic, to run the lateral lines.
Oh, okay. Anybody else have any questions? No questions?
I have no.
Okay.
Actually not, I was up until we moved the other one out. I don't have electric or anything yet until this is approved and I can get inspections. So right now, I'm staying at my fiance's house, so just waiting for an approval so that I can move home.
Is there anything else that you'd like to add concerning your application?
Other than I put it back where it was and actually moved it over just out of preference. I just thought it would look better with a little more room between it, not knowing. I wish there was more I could do, but I honestly don't see where there's room for any kind of variance because you have your utility pole and you have the fence and you're kind of stuck right in the middle.
Okay.
So,
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
thank you.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak on behalf of the application? Is there anyone else that would like to speak on behalf of the application? Is there anyone present that would like to speak against the application? Is there anyone present that would like to speak against the application? Anything from engineering or legal? Okay.
Hearing none, I'll make a motion we approve the variance VA 2017-08.
Okay, Mr. Hogus moved that the application be approved, seconded by Mrs. Phillips. Mr. Cameron, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Hoag,
Yes.
Mr. Query,
Yes.
Ms. Phillips.
Okay, the application stands approved. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Is there any other, new business that come before the Board of Adjustment?
The only new business I have we need to discuss after the meeting is, we need to we have another case that we need to,
Another case coming up?
coming up in the month.
Yeah, okay. Anything else, anybody?
I'll move with adjourn.
I second, go ahead. Okay, Mr. Hoag has moved that the, meeting be adjourned, seconded by Ms. Phillips. Mr. Gammon, will you call the roll, please?
Mr. Hoag,
Yes.
Mr. Query,
Yes,
Ms. Phillips.
meeting is adjourned.